Hi, this is Tanner Rainbolt. This is EDL 853, module number 3. I interviewed the following people in my building: a life skills para, the life skills special education teacher, and my building administrator. For the first question, like testing and findings on children, the para, she just talked about how she doesn't assist with any testing, that's not really in her job description. The teacher said that it's normally done at an early age, so kindergarten, first, second, usually done at an early age, and usually either the teacher recommendation or recommends that the student should be up for testing, or the parents want their child to be tested. And the special education teacher did talk about how she's involved in certain testing processes. The administrator, building principal, he talked about how all teachers, parents, and the school psychologists are all involved. He did say that the school psychologist kind of does all the research and kind of gets the groundbreaking things started. And then he also said that as an administrator, he assists in any way, trying to make sure things go smoothly and done in a timely manner. So the second question, most challenging part of education, special education. The para talked about just different demands with each student in different classrooms. So she might have one student in my PE class that is, doesn't need help in particular, but the same student might need help in math or art or social studies. So just having to meet the different needs of different students, because she does work with, I think, 7 or 8 different kids throughout the day. The teacher said the most challenging part for her is the IEP paperwork. It's just very time consuming, and it's a government document, so everything has to be thorough and done correctly. And the administrator just said that it's ever changing, and that as the administrator, he doesn't work with the students on a day-to-day basis, so just trying to help in any way that he can. The most rewarding part of the job and why. The pair talked about just those day-to-day connections that everybody might not see, is that they get sometimes they get to see so and so, quote, the worst part of the student and also the best part of the student, and just kind of just being able to work through things together and just kind of see the daily progress that's made. The special education teacher just talked about how she gets to see those kids grow academically, socially, emotionally, from year to year, which is pretty cool. And the administrator just talked about how he likes to see the system work, that a student goes through the special education program and comes out a better student and a better citizen. Supervision of special education staff. The para just talked about how she enjoys, that she knows her rules, her procedures, her expectations for her job, that it just makes for, a great work environment. And she also said that she enjoys different training, because they're all special education is always changing and they're getting new students. And so she wants to, feel updated on the resources and things to help those students. The teacher, she just talked about how she has a great staff that she can trust, and that she can delegate things, and she has support from her staff. And the administrator just talked about how supervision is a big role in special education, and just making sure that everybody's holding up their end and doing their part of their job. When it comes to parents, working effectively with them, the para talked about how she has very little contact. She only ever sees them in the car loop at the end of the day or something like that. She doesn't have any contact with them. The special education teacher talked about, kind of like the Oreo cookie thing that we've been doing in this class, is just start out with the positive, always have room for improvement in the middle, and then always end with the positive. So just making sure that, all those students' needs are being met. And the administrator just talked about, again, like what I just said, of the teacher, needs are being met, and just effective communication. If you can effectively communicate with parents, then, there's no lost ends along the way. Working with general education teachers, the pair talked about how she just basically at the beginning of each class goes in and talks to the teacher about what the teacher would like her to do with the student, just kind of assisting so that the student can be successful. The teacher just talked about communication, whether it's meetings or person-to-person or emails, just kind of always going through student progress and goals to make sure that, those things are being met. And the administrator just talked about how he likes to provide time for the general education teachers and the SPED teachers to collaborate and kind of brainstorm some new ideas. Advice for a first-year administrator. The para talked about how, any way that you can help in the SPED world is always going to be a big plus. That hopefully the SPED world isn't forgotten. The teacher just talked about supporting your teachers, whether it be general education or special education teachers, and providing professional training on the, updated IEPs and resources and things in that nature. And the administrator just talked about, he told me, just know who you are, know your morals, know your values, delegate so you're not overwhelmed, and trust your staff. The different roles of SPED teacher, administrator, para. The para said the SPED teacher is there to help meet the needs of the students. So the IEP, administration is there to help in whatever capacity that they can. The SPED teacher talked about how, a SPED teacher is there to meet needs, improve academics, behavioral, social, emotional, and that the administration is there to assist. She did say attend IEP meetings. That's a big thing, is that in IEP meetings there always needs to be a administrator there to help along the way, and to really just help with funding if there's anything that they can get resource-wise, that the administrator is key in that aspect. The administrator, my principal, talked about, that the SPED teacher is there to provide a positive learning environment. That's a big role, and allowing the student to grow. And he talked about, as a principal, you're there to assist in any capacity, and just be supportive along the way. Characteristics that they seek and aspire in administrators. The para just talked about compassion. Knowledge was listed by everybody, but the para just said compassion, that was a big one. The SPED teacher said knowledge, understanding, that we're all on the same team. General education, SPED teachers, paras, administrators, we're all there for the student and to help them. And the administrator just said having a vision, meeting those goals, and just an overall knowledge of, the entire process. So my reflection, evaluation, projections. I really enjoyed this assignment. It was cool to hear the different aspects from the para and the teacher and the administrator. And as a future administrator, it was good to just kind of get an overall theme, an overall reflection on what I can do to be successful. Evaluation wise, that I need to be a team player. All of us are on the same page, and we all want what's best for that student. The answers were very similar throughout the entire process, which is good, especially at my school, because I do believe that we all are on the same page. So that's good to see. And overall, just having a knowledge of each individual student, IEPs, needs that need to be met, and all of that. And projection, thing that I look forward to the most is, if I do become an administrator one day, is providing professional development, whether it be having my SPED teachers come in and teach about the different needs and things like that to our staff during PD days, or if it's bringing in an outside party to teach, whether it be CPI training, just different things so my staff is prepared. So that was a Module 3 video. Thanks for watching.